Night Whispers on this gorgeous radio, and I'm Coco. How's everybody doing today on this beautiful afternoon? Today I have
Lola Thompson.
And can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
I sure can. My name is Lola Thompson, and I am a real estate investor and a real estate investment trainer in the Washington, D.C., Maryland area.
Okay. So can you tell us a little bit before you got into this particular business?
Oh, yeah, man. People like, I was a Jamaican with all the jobs, you know what I'm saying?
I know, right?
So I've done everything. I've been a Job Corps counselor, licensed, an insurance licensed person, just everything. But I've always wanted to help people, and I've always done things that do help people. So that's kind of my driving force, for sure.
Oh, wow. So are you from the DMV? Can you tell us a little bit how you got here?
Well, they say that I might as well say I'm from the DMV now because I'm originally from Brooklyn, New York.
Oh,
but I've been down here longer than I lived in Brooklyn, so they say that my Brooklyn card got revoked.
Oh,
I'm not
no,
accepting
it hasn't.
that.
It hasn't.
No. I believe I'm still a Brooklynite, true and true. I still go up there every now and again, but I've been down here now for 30 years.
Okay.
I came down when I was 21. Y'all don't try to do the math. And I love it down here. You know, I didn't think I would in the beginning, but I really love the people. And down here is really where I really jumped into my love for real estate investing. I got my license initially when I was 19 years old in New York.
Get out.
Yeah, worked out of
You're
Queens.
allowed to get it that young?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Absolutely.
Now, it would seem to me that New York would be popping. That would be the spot to, even though I seen the little bitty apartments, OMG, you walk in, you turn around, and you walk right back out. I couldn't do one of them, but by you doing this at 19, like, is that the average age to start off?
No. You know, my friends joke and say I had business cards in middle school, right? So I'm what they call a serial entrepreneur. So I was looking for something to do because I knew a 9-to-5 couldn't really deliver what I wanted. My parents were entrepreneurs; they were in network marketing. So I became I got network marketing and got my real estate license the very same year.
Oh, wow. Okay. So you're smart, too.
I try to be, most days.
Sucker in there. Okay.
Most days.
So what do you think the difference, and I know I'm starting questions, but I'm going to still let you finish to tell a little bit, but what's the difference from the real estate in New York than here?
Okay, so in New York, like you said, the prices are crazy.
Yes.
They're ridiculous. They're over the top. You live in a box and you're paying $5,000 a month. You know, you got the same houses here, as a matter of fact, that you have in D.C. that might sell for $800,000 are selling for $2 million. In New York, sometimes even more than that.
Wow.
You know, so in New York, it's harder to get in the business because the price points are so high.
Okay.
You know, I love it down here. We specialize. One of my companies is Baltimore Turnkey Solutions.
Okay.
So we specialize in helping people invest in Baltimore City. I got several investors that are now interested in transferring their real estate investment interests from New York to down here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, I got some questions for you on that. So go back and finish telling me a little bit about yourself.
So I came down here when I was 21, I think, and got a regular job. Tried to get a regular job, but I didn't want to do that too long. So, you know, I always had a side hustle. You know, I think my parents taught me really young. They called the job just over broke. So I was never comfortable being in a job. Oddly enough, after I got down here, my mother kept saying, won't you get a government job? Because you taught me not to get one. And so I kept, you know, I always had a side hustle. I was a single parent for 13 years. So I got my license, and I did real estate as a licensed agent for a while, but I really didn't like carrying people around in my car. And, you know, folks want mansions, and they got, you know, outhouse budgets. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
I'm one of them.
So it was kind of hard. So throughout the years, I've been a Job Corps counselor. Like I said, I've been a licensed insurance agent, done a lot of network marketing, worked in healthcare for a lot of the time, healthcare management.
One question. What's a Job Corps management?
Oh, no, I was in Job Corps.
Job Corps. Okay.
Yeah, I was in Job Corps. I was a Job Corps counselor.
Okay.
So all the wonderful young people that came to Job Corps, I was one of them to help them figure out which center they were going to go to, what they were going to specialize in. And we really did a lot of head work with them, which is something that's my specialty, even in real estate, making sure people have the right mindset.
Right, yeah, because that's a lot. I think you have to sign damn near 200 pieces of paper. Initial here, sign here,
That's
sign
right.
there, initial there. And I know one piece of paper, I know it was like 25 pieces. I mean, just one sheet of paper, you had to initial.
That's right.
I said, for real though? Really? Like, am I signing my whole entire life
It's
away?
a lot of paper.
Wow.
It's a lot. But that, you know what? That was one of the best jobs I ever had because I loved helping The young people.
Right.
I love to help shape their direction because I wouldn't just send them to centers. I would sit down and counsel with them, and I tried to encourage a lot of them to become entrepreneurs as well.
So you probably also do that when you meet a person.
Every time, sis.
Okay.
Every time. That's like in my blood. You know what I'm saying? I was listening to you talk. So as I was listening to you talk, I was trying to figure out how can I help her improve this? How can I help her excel at that? Yeah, that's good. Yeah, it's like that's innate for me. That's what I do. I try to help people find their best possible situation.
Okay, so let me say hi. I'm coming to meet you. How you doing?
How you doing?
And I'm looking for a house in Baltimore.
Okay.
My budget is $5,000, but I probably can't do past 20. So now, what are you gonna? What's the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 steps?
Well, the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Initially, if you're telling me you're looking for a $5,000 house, nobody can live in a $5,000 house. Okay. Right. So we got to get that right. But even if you don't have the cash, we're still going to get you ready to be able to purchase through getting your credit right, getting your credit profile right, and introducing you to the right financing component.
So if you have a credit score, what's the lowest of the lows that can still maybe get you something?
We want you to be at 680.
Okay.
Yeah, we want you to be at 680 at minimum. If you're over 700, the sky's the limit. Right. But 680 will get some doors open for you, certainly. Okay. And when you're looking for a property in Baltimore City, especially, a lot of times, especially if we do what we call hard money, right? Hard money is money at high interest rate, and the loan is not based on your personal credit, but it's based on the value and the ARV, the after repair value of the property.
Okay.
So we can get
I'm
this.
Confused. But okay. Yeah. All I was just going to do was say okay, and hope and pray. I don't know what she was talking about.
We can get you in a house.
Okay.
That's the bottom line.
Now I understand that Baltimore has programs for people with disabilities. Is that true?
They do. Baltimore has, but everywhere has programs for people with disabilities.
I thought only Baltimore, but okay.
No, everywhere does, but Baltimore does. As a matter of fact, we just recently finished rehabbing a property in Baltimore City, and in that property, we're going to house veterans.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, veterans who have some slight disabilities because it's a beautiful home. You know, we believe in beautifying the house. There's no sense in putting in something that's halfway.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely. No, there's for disabilities, all different types of programs. Baltimore is heavy with programs, though. I will say that. Absolutely.
All right. So if I had $20,000, can I get something that I'm okay? For me, I'm okay with getting something and kind of doing just a little work, like maybe buffing the floors or painting. I don't want any ceilings falling down because I've seen a lot of homes that the ceilings. So like if I go on Redfin or is it Zoo? Something or realtors, are those good sites to go to?
You can go on Zillow. If people go on Zillow, I always tell them to go and click up at the top tab that says for sale by owner. So you can see who's got properties out there, who's trying to sell their properties. You could probably get a better bargain from those people, yeah.
And then I also heard that you can be really cutthroat if the house has been on the market for 50 days or more, or a few months or years or something?
Well, you know, there was a time when you could be.
Oh, okay.
Now sellers are very savvy.
Oh, okay.
And so
even
because
in Baltimore?
Even in Baltimore. Okay. Everybody think their house is worth $40,000 in Baltimore. Even if the roof got a hole in the roof, I say it's a natural sunroof. When the trees going through the middle of it, they still want $35,000, $40,000. Don't be mad at me, Baltimore people. Y'all know it's true.
Now, I noticed that now when I do go online, I hate to say it, I don't know. I know the name of these people because I've tried to buy a house through the auction. It seems like when you see the 10,000, they have all the ones for 10,000. But if you look for something 10,000, you can't find. So how do you beat the people who? You know who I'm talking about because the signs are yellow with red on them. How can you beat them to get to one of those houses that are 10,000? Because I've seen a few in Fells Point. I've seen a few on North Washington Street. I've seen a few on Gay Street or something. So you know I know. How can I get one of those before they get it? Because I want something for $10,000.
Well, now that's a great question. I gotta tell you, that really is a great question. And the reason why it's a great question, pat yourself on the back. The reason why it's a great question is because that's what we do as investors.
Okay.
We go to the home owner. We go to the seller. Now, you can absolutely look on Zillow, like you mentioned before, and look under pre-foreclosures and see who, if anyone, is trying to sell their homes. And that's where you will get the best deal. However, in the state of Maryland, you have to be a little bit careful because people who are 61 days past due as pre-foreclosure, if you don't do it right, you could get in a lot of trouble by trying to purchase their home. So it's good to talk to an agent.
So if I wanted to deal with you, let's just say, again, I want something 10 grand. Do you literally, and I'm just keeping this 100, do you literally say, okay, look, we're going to only take $1,000 off this chick. So in all actuality, instead of the house being 10 grand, she'll pay 11, and that's just $1,000 for our time and labor. Do you really do that, or are you like one of the type of people that be like, yeah, it's 10,000, but by the time we get done, it's going to be like 17.
Now, another great question, because we do something called wholesaling, and that's what you just described. That's finding a house that's $10,000, adding your fee to it, and then selling it to the person.
Okay, well, we're going to talk about that, because I need that like ASAP.
No, yeah, and I don't believe in gouging people. You know, if matter of fact, if I find that I'm going to be making way more, I'll give money back to the seller. You know what I'm saying? So, no, we don't believe in doing that. We're going to make money now.
Because it seems like I said, that particular guy who I see him all the time, like I said, when I pull up real estate or Red Dot, whatever, us all, like every page, if there's 10 on each page, out of 10, he has at least 8. And anything I see 10,000, I'm like, I already know, but I'm going to click on it. It says public auction. And then I've seen public auctions that are, let's just say today is the last day in July. The auction is not until like September. Is there a way to bump them so you can just buy it for 10,000? Is there any way to get around them?
If you go directly to the seller. So if you go directly to the seller, there is a possibility to do something like. But you have to know what you're saying when you go to the seller.
Oh, so I'm gonna have to still get you.
You still gonna have to get me. That's right. That's right.
Okay.
I'm still got to be in the mix.
Okay. So going back, I know I kind of stopped
That's
you.
okay.
So do you remember where you stopped at?
I stopped at Job Corps. We were talking about Job Corps, and I was talking about, but I mean, so it was a great job. After that, I tell people all the time, I've been laid off twice and fired.
Oh, wow.
So after a while, I realized that JOBs really were not for me, and I sold insurance full time. I did network marketing full time, and then I started doing real estate full time, again as an agent, and then later on as an investor about 15 years ago. And I've never looked back since.
So give us like the most happiest moment of you helping somebody get a house, and then you ain't gotta say nobody's name. You can just whisper it to me, like I'm gonna really know who they are. And then give me something that was like, oh my God, really? Did I just go through all of this?
So I can give you both of them in the same situation.
Okay.
We teach. So we just had a student recently that did his first deal. And that deal that was supposed to take 3 weeks to do, it took 2.5 months. Right. So the sellers were expecting a new baby and trying to move and get settled and needed money while they were expecting a new baby. And the buyers, because I was wholesaling in that, I found the property, added some fee to it, and was selling some. The buyers were dragging their feet. I had to eliminate the first people that we were talking to, find the main buyer, which was a hedge fund guy, talk to him directly, call him to Philadelphia on a plane, back and forth, and all of that to finally get things settled. To get these people, had to give the people more money on the deal because they had to wait for such a long time in order for it to close. But in the end, they were so happy. The baby was born before they got to close the property.
I couldn't even imagine having a baby and moving. That right there is a hot mess.
The baby was born. As a matter of fact, they were late taking the rest of their stuff out of the house and still had a cat and a dog in the house. So they just got the cat and the dog out the house last week. But that was an awesome situation because they were so happy when they finally closed. The young man who we were teaching real estate investing was so happy because he got his first deal. He took pictures with his check, but it was a lot of work.
I know, because I remember my first house. I've bought a few homes. So I remember my first house. I remember all that paperwork, but I remember that first home opening and they gave you the keys. And I think the person who I dealt with, I think they gave me a bottle of Moet or something. I've never opened up that bottle.
You still got it?
Yeah, I think I still have that bottle because I really didn't like Moet. But anywho, it's just like, it's like amazing. OMG. Instead of you paying rent to somebody that you ain't getting a dime from, now you can pay rent Now you can pay this mortgage, and a lot of people, and I'm going to probably school maybe somebody out here, a lot of people don't even probably know this. Once you buy that house, let's just say you driving your car and, oh man, the tires go out. You can, and I don't think I'm wrong, I may be a little off, you can literally borrow is it the principal, or you can borrow equity out of your house, fix your car. It's going to only be, what, 2.3% interest instead of using your credit card, which is 21.9%.
Well, it depends,
Okay.
right? So in order for you to be able to pull equity out of your home, number one, you got to have some.
But don't you get equity as soon as you?
Not always.
Oh, okay.
You get a little bit.
Yeah,
Sometimes
yeah.
the difference between the principal
Right,
and,
right.
and what you and the interest is not great enough.
Okay.
Right. So you got to have some. Then you got to have the credit to be able to do the equity. Yeah. If
okay.
you can have. There are examples of people in New York City and Brooklyn with houses that are worth $800,000, $1 million, who only owe $200,000, and they are losing their homes because their credit is so bad that they cannot get a home equity loan.
Oh, wow. Because that means that they're paying too much money, or just the...
Some of them, okay, so real quick, just I'm not going to drag it
Yeah.
out, but so when the market crashed back in 2008, 2009, the whole country, the government put what they call a moratorium on foreclosures. So they couldn't, none of the mortgage companies could foreclose on anybody.
Okay.
So they did that from 2009 all the way up to 2016.
Okay.
All that time, none of those people paid their mortgage.
Oh, my God. You could have banked all that money and them still been all right.
Most of them did not. So
They
when the
blew
moratorium was gone
Right.
away, now you owe
Right.
10 years.
Wow.
Well, not 10 years, 8 years of mortgage.
Right.
But that was crazy. So the fees and the legal fees, I found a guy about 2 months ago, what he owed on the property was like $200,000. The property is worth $800,000, but his fees, his legal fees, and his late fees were worth $300,000.
That's crazy.
As nuts. But when people get in a situation, they don't go ask questions. They get paralyzed.
Right.
And they don't do anything to help themselves. So,
Right.
yeah, you should be able to. Now, it won't necessarily be at 2.3% interest. That interest rate is going to be determined by a lot of different factors.
Right.
Okay. So, and it doesn't happen that fast either. That's the other
Okay.
thing. It takes a while for you to be able to get that loan. Sometimes maybe you get it in about 3 weeks or so, but most of the time a little bit longer than that. But it don't happen that fast. Your car might have to sit for a while.
Wow.
Yeah, your car may have
that's
to sit
crazy.
for a while. But that is true. One of the benefits of owning property, like different groups of people always pass on property to their children.
Right.
So the children always have a place to pull equity from, to start businesses, to
exactly.
start families, right?
Exactly.
To go to school.
Right.
So that's the benefit of it, having that property to pass on to your family so that they will have that as a collateral and they will
Right.
have that as a source to pull money from when they
Right.
need it.
So let me ask you this question. People do this reverse mortgage. And I was trying to get my mom to do it so that I could get another house, because where I'm living now, I really want to move. I'm tired of old folks telling me, oh, you parked your car crooked. I live in a community. Y'all probably see me. Y'all know where I live. But anyway, it is what it is. And I wanted to figure out whether she could, A, put me on so that if she did no longer be here, could the reverse mortgage, can I be on the paperwork so that now the reverse mortgage is, okay, you shaking your head, so I guess that's
No, the reverse mortgage is in position to that person to either get, you can do one or two things. You could take a lump sum, right? And the own homeowner can get the lump sum up front, or they can pay them an amount per month, right, of what the equity is in the house.
Okay, so that's only the equity, not what the house is really worth.
Well, they give you a portion of what the house is worth. They
gotcha,
give you a portion
gotcha.
of what the house is worth.
So if your house is 50,000, you get like maybe 20.
Something like that.
I mean 200. No.
No.
50, no. Okay.
You're not going to get more.
Know. Okay.
You're not going to get more than what the house is worth.
Okay.
And
Gotcha.
when that person passes, if you can't purchase that house outright, it goes back to the mortgage company. And so I like that you asked that question, because one thing you guys out there got to be careful about when it comes to reverse mortgages is that the interest rate is not so high that it's making it so when the person passes, you owe more money than what was borrowed on in the first place. Because a lot of people get got like that and end up losing the properties. And it's like that on purpose.
Well, we won't be doing that one then. I was just hoping and praying, because the plan was she was going to do reverse mortgage. The money that she got, that was going to help me get the new house. Then once her house was sold, once the house I was in sold, then we would pay back. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was complicated, but I understood it. Yeah, but okay.
I mean, you can do it. You just have to make sure you do it with a company that's not trying to take your house.
Right. There you go.
You know, and so I like all these questions that you're asking. I'm gonna tell you why, because people sometimes ask me, well, why would I want to learn real estate investing? Who needs to learn that? You know what? When you take a class like the classes that we give, you learn all of that stuff. Okay. So that stuff helps you in your everyday life. Most people that I teach real estate investing, they don't go on to become big-time real estate investors, but they use that knowledge to do real estate transactions so that they're ahead of the curve. Okay. And they really understand what's going on.
Yeah, I used to have a friend of mine. He bought homes, and well, no, he would stage the homes, and then I would come in and cook. And almost every house that I got to cook in, he would sell it. And then I'd be like, I know how much this house is for. You only gave me $100. No, you just sold this. I stopped doing it. I would be cooking. I'd be making gumbo, all type of stuff.
Oh, you be smelling that joker up. That was the deal. Well, whenever you go in,
cookies.
That's right.
And I'll be like, I mean, I get it, the cookies, yeah, you only give me $100, okay, but when I was doing that gumbo, I spent $100 down there on the food.
You had to negotiate up front. You got to negotiate for your money up front, sis.
Lord, so, but I always liked the real estate market. I don't think I want to do what you do per se, but I mean, just to be able, just when you look at those homes, you be like, okay, I want that. You look at another home, okay, I want this. So can I take that and put this into that home? Yeah. I'm always the fireplace person. I like the old hardwood floors. I even like the houses now that have the deck upstairs on the roof. That's so awesome.
Yeah, a lot of that in Baltimore City.
OMG. Oh, my goodness.
You know, you can get a house like that with a deck on the roof, 3 levels in Baltimore City, granite countertops, hardwood floors, Brazilian hardwood floors, stainless steel appliances, pimped out master bedroom with an ensuite bathroom, probably for somewhere around $170.
My budget will not touch that. I have to stick with 20,000 right now. I like the 20,000 it sounds, or 10 is great. Like I said, I'm more the person that wants to. I want to be able to say, okay, I did that wall there. Yeah. So when my friends come and say, oh, stop, look at that wall. Isn't that a nice wall? Yeah, I did that wall. Yeah, that's what I want to do. But okay, so so tell us some more things about the business, I guess. I know I've been hopping all over the place. I'm sorry.
That's okay, but it's all real estate related. I mean, you know, I like what you just said about wanting to be able to say you built that wall there. That's always amazing and awesome. Right. The challenge is you have to build the wall correctly. Right. And so what we find ourselves doing a lot is helping people who even started into doing rehabs and might not know how to finish them. Right. A lot of the real estate investors, that's where we get our deals from. People who started and then didn't know what they're doing, couldn't finish it, or ran out of money.
Okay. Yeah. Because I've seen a lot of homes. Like I said, when I'm on these different sites, I saw one home the other day and I thought it was like 35, and you could tell that somebody was in the midst of doing something because you could see. I said, so does that mean that cutter saw is? Because there was a cutter saw in that house. I said, so that means that's mine if I buy it? Yeah, I'm down for that.
Well, yeah, sometimes you get a lot of stuff. I mean, we've picked up properties that have had beautiful antique furniture and all kind of stuff. Folks leave stuff in houses. It's so amazing. They leave stuff in houses like the poltergeist came and they had to leave out all of a sudden. It's true. It's so true.
So what's the most beautiful find that you found by doing this type of a business?
I found a really beautiful like bench, like a vanity bench, and the workings on the side, it was wood and the top was cloth. It was an antique bench. That's the prettiest thing that I've been able to take away. Most of the stuff that you see is too heavy.
Oh yes.
You know what I'm saying? Taking that stuff out, and if you don't buy it, they ain't gonna let you take it out. Right. Although I wish they would, because sometimes when they clean out the house, the people end up trashing it.
Well, I like a lot of the woodwork. I like the big steps, the big. I think Baltimore alone, I just love the row houses. We don't really have those type. We have row houses, but it seems like the Baltimore style is a whole lot different than the D.C. style.
Well, you know what they have in Georgetown and stuff like that. Those are really nice. Some of the bigger, more regal ones. You know, I grew up in a brownstone in Brooklyn, so I love the Baltimore houses. And when I first came to the city and started doing business, my business partner at the time would get mad with me because I wanted to buy everything. You know, every time I went into a house, like, oh my God, look at the ceramic marble, and look at the fireplace, and he'd be like, that's
can't
not why
do that. We can't do that. And that's another thing I don't think I could do, because I think every time I go into a house, I'd be like, Can we get this house too?
Oh, yeah. You want it. You absolutely want it. And see, in the beginning, when I first started, 15 years ago, when I first started doing business in Baltimore City, you didn't really want to live there, though, okay? But now, so many of those neighborhoods are completely redeveloped, and just, they're beautiful. Like, you go into, but what I don't like is that they've cleared out all the historic stuff, and, you know, it's just drywall. You know, they make it modern. So, but that's what the folks want. And then they make everything
the open plan. I don't like the open plan.
You don't?
No, not on these newer houses. No, I like the old where you got a wall and then you come around this way and you got to go down. I like that. And then you can open up a few little things and put like little nooks. But I like the old original floor plan. The only thing that I know that I do want if I'm able to get a house in Baltimore is I like when you come in the houses and they have that whole wall that's brick. Yeah.
Well, let me say something.
That right there, I just could just lay. If we could just lay that wall down on the floor, I'd just lay it and be like, la 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 la. I'll be happy.
Now we have some opportunities within our company and with some folks that we partner with for people to purchase lease to own. So you can purchase a house that's got the brick wall and all that kind of stuff, and you don't have to come up with a bunch of money up front. And you can pay. You can do a lease to own with those houses.
Okay, Nick. Yeah, explain that because I'm curious about that. That one may be interesting.
Well, a lease to own just means you're purchasing a house in the future, right? But all the money that you pay them for your rent goes, not all of it. So a certain percentage of it goes towards paying the mortgage on the property or paying down the mortgage on the property. So over time, you end up owning the property. So you have to, like, say, be ready with your credit, be ready with everything, let's say in 3 to 5 years, and then you can outright purchase. But a portion of the money that you pay every month goes towards your purchase. So it goes toward your down payment.
Okay, so let's just say, hypothetically, $50,000. Okay, and I'm paying, let's just round, $500 a month.
Okay.
How much of that money would go towards?
That depends on what you work out with the person. I'll give you a real example.
Okay, a real one. Okay.
A real
Mine wasn't real enough.
Okay, $150,000.
Okay, $150,000.
The monthly amount that you pay is $1,500.
Okay.
And I think $1,000 of that money goes towards the rent to own.
Okay.
Goes towards your down payment.
Okay. We will be right back with this Late Night Whispers on this gorgeous radio. I'm sorry. Because when you say it, I just got to, you know.
Okay. Give me a break. Just tell him he's coming right back, babe.
I'm sorry.
She's like, okay, we going right now.
There's a rhythm to it. It's uplifting. It's liberating.
You better get out the way. Move your feet.
Letting go of everything. You know, just free.
Women in my age group, over 40, we already have to jump through a lot of hoops. This is just what we do, juggling bills and kids and jobs and husbands. And so Double Dutch kind of goes right in line with that.
For the fitness, for the fun, and for the connection with the women. I love it.
They looking like teenagers out here.
The 40 Plus Double Dutch group started in May of 2016.
1, 2.
All around 3, crisscross 4.
25, 50, 75, 300.
My friend Katrina and I, we love jumping rope. We grew up jumping rope. Whenever we get together for barbecues or family events, I would bring out the Double Dutch rope, and I was like, you know what? We need to get a group to jump with us. We're going to put a post on Facebook, and we got so much interest. All these people are saying, oh my gosh, I'm in. Haven't jumped rope in 30 years, but let's do it. And I said the only requirement is you have to be over 40. These new generation, they're not like we were. They know how to use their phones. Text message, video games, that's the kind of stuff they do. They don't know how to jump rope. This right here, this is our thing. We want the people that used to jump growing up, we want them to see we can still do this. We got this.
Let them hop.
Yes! It's never over.
I was being nosy. I see them over here jumping. I decided to come across the street. They told me that they was a 40 Plus club and I was free to join. And it's been 3 years for me. Just to stay fit, have fun, and do what we used to do as children. You know, you embracing getting older, but you want to enjoy it too, and you want to still feel a little young sometime, and so we still feel like kids.
In addition to Double Dutch being fun, it is a great workout for us. The bond between the 40-plus Double Dutch group members is special. It's a lost art now.
And we always invite people to join us, 40 plus. Come on out with us.
I got one. You want me to run one?
Yeah, run it so you can get back in.
This Rainbow Evans, this ain't got nothing.
Oh, he's here now. Oh, that's not him? Yeah, come on, sit, come, sit. Sit.
He's not going fast.
Just sit, yeah.
Hey, sweetie.
Oh my God. What's up, man?
How you doing?
How you doing?
I'm doing fine.
And I know you. OMG.
That's a good thing.
Oh,
hoping.
wow. I remember you from way back. OMG.
Been a long time.
Okay, are we ready? Oh, okay. It's Late Night Whispers on this gorgeous radio, and I'm Coca, and we're back. We just did a real quick clip about 40 and older Double Dutch. I'm going to just tell you this one thing. I've never, ever been able to barely jump rope, not let's double. I could never get that rhythm of but I sure am going to, I tried to get into this program. I really want to learn how to double dutch. Were you able to double dutch at any time?
No, actually, the joke is, am I really black? Because I can't cornrow and I can't jump double dutch.
I can't cornrow either. My parents ain't let me do anything like that. Wow. Okay, well, I didn't want to talk too much about the little clip that we did, but if you just happen to join us, we got another person who just happened to walk in. Can you please introduce yourself?
Hello, how you doing? My name is Christian Anderson.
And tell us a little bit about yourself.
I'm a local real estate professional in the Washington, D.C., DMV, D.C., Maryland, Virginia area. Active realtor, active investor, and active teammate.
Okay. Now tell us what got you two, how did you two meet up and start working together? Or
Well, I've been trailing this lady for a long time in real estate. When I got started in real estate investigating, I used to ride around D.C. and I would see signs that said one-on-one training, one-on-one real estate training, one-on-one real estate training. And so me being the investigative person I was, try to figure out who was doing this one-on-one training because I was interested in the real estate investing. And at the long travels and investigations, found out that this was the young lady who was doing it.
oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
Right. So now earlier we were talking about reverse mortgages, and you was telling me about if there's a house that I was interested in, how I could jump in front of the people who have those yellow signs saying
The auction sign.
the auction signs. So she was telling me that there are ways to invest, and then she was also saying that if there was something that I did see for $10,000, most people would be like, okay, well, we're going to add another $5,000. She was saying that maybe there's ways that you all would be more lenient to say, okay, if this is what this is all this person is working with, yes, we would only charge you a few extra $100 so that the person can purchase the house.
I did not say a few extra hundred.
Okay. But close to it. Okay.
But your best scenario for something like that is to connect with an agent.
Okay.
Because as an investor, you're always trying to make sure you make that spread. You got
Right.
that money. But as an agent, the agent's job is to take care of you.
Right,
And to
right.
make sure you get the best possible deal when you're looking for property. Right, Chris?
Right.
So now, since she's done a lot of talking, why don't you elaborate within your company or your business, or just you in particular with the investing?
Well, I'm just here today just to give support. I knew we were supposed to do the interview, but the beautiful thing about the business I'm involved in now, I have beautiful teammates that if something comes up, an opportunity, I'm sure that they can take care of the opportunity, teach about real estate investing. So the blessing I've been involved with is, like I said, meeting beautiful people like this young lady and other people who've been in the business a long time that You know, I know that they have confidence in closing deals, educating the public, teaching people about getting involved without me being here.
Okay.
So I was here today just to support her.
Okay.
And support you, support the
I appreciate
individuals. Nah, I appreciate the invite, and just educate the individuals. I'm just in a blessed position right now to be able to have teammates who can take the leadership. I was here to talk about real estate, but I just want to say, like I said, I was blessed to have the opportunity to be involved with this real estate where individuals that I know and have confidence in can get the job done without me being there. It's not anything about anybody being envious, jealous. I don't have to worry about her backstabbing me and so things.
Wow.
So that's rare in this business. So I'm here off of blessings and thank you to her. And
Are you getting emotional?
I'll
Because
cry.
I was getting ready to say, oh my God, he'll be the first one to cry on my show.
Yeah, I just cried because, like I said, when I got involved in the business, I thought it was going to be me individually. But through trials, tribulations, and years, I understood that partnership is the best plan with this.
Exactly.
Yep, and it just makes me cry to think that I don't have to be here no more.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Wow.
Well, so, can I say something about him?
Yes.
So he's right. It's been probably 13 years or so since he saw me doing the signs with my other business partner, Mr. Barber, out doing all that kind of stuff. But I just want to talk about Christian has created. I'm now on his team, right? And we're on a team together, but he's created such a great and vast team of people who work together, who interconnect together, real estate investing as real estate agents, and we're really doing a lot to help each other, but to help the public. But he sets a great example, you know, and a lot of things for people to aspire towards, like doing this today.
Exactly.
You know, he said, come on over, let's do this today.
Right. Well, you are my first real estate group. So like I was telling you earlier, I like to do one of each to put the people out here. I don't want to have you and then have somebody the same. But I would be interested in seeing whether you all would maybe want to do something where you break everything down for the people. Maybe do a couple of Saturdays where you come in and you say, this is step one, and this is what you need to do. Step two, I did that before, and I would like to try to do that again. And you can do like a little slideshow or something of that nature, but that's, you know, if you decide to do it. So
We'd love to do that.
okay, cool. Now make sure that we still have some time, but I want you to get out to everybody numbers, emails, so you can start off. Make sure that you spell it so that everybody can get it. You'll have an opportunity to do it one more time because we didn't do any of that.
Okay. Again, Lola Thompson is my name. The two companies that we have are Baltimore Turnkey Solutions, as well as Get Started, Get Paid in real estate investing.
Okay.
And so in order to reach me, you can go to getstartedgetpaid.com.
Okay.
And you'll get to see information about the programs that we have, the classes that we have. Right now, I'd love to share with everybody that we have a new boot camp coming up. It's a 4-week boot camp. The 5th week is review. It's $9.97. We're going to take you from beginning to end and teach you how to do a wholesale deal, a real estate wholesale deal. So we're
Now-
not going to just leave you dangling in the wind. We're going to meet with you every single week.
What is a wholesale deal?
Remember you said that pick up the property, then add $1,000?
Oh, okay, gotcha.
That would be called your wholesale fee.
Okay.
And I would love to come back and do some 1, 2, 3s for you
yeah,
guys.
that would be cool.
I could be
okay.
reached at 240-244-6422.
Now, do you just do Baltimore?
No, I do Baltimore, D.C., Maryland, Southern Maryland, everywhere.
Oh, okay, cool.
And the DMV, the whole DMV.
Okay, Virginia.
Yes,
Okay,
ma'am.
I just made sure. I was just
Yeah,
making sure for
girl.
everybody. Okay, and yourself?
Well, like I said, I'm here to support, but like I said, she has a realtor program, an investor program, and she merges the two beautifully. And just in case you can't reach her, I can definitely put you in contact with her. My phone number is 240-356-1330. Again, that's 240-356-1330. And my email is Chris, C-R-I-S, Realtor, R-E-A-L-T-O-R, DC @gmail.com.
That's not too bad. That's not a bad email. So we highlighted about a lot. So is there anything that you can talk about that maybe I didn't ask a question or that you may have wanted to say that I didn't get to, that I cut you off on?
Yeah, one of the questions that people ask me the most, and Chris and I kind of talked about that I definitely wanted to bring forth today is, how do you get started? You know, how do you get started in this business? Is it hard? You get started in this business by finding somebody who knows how to do the business, to be perfectly honest with you, and listening to that person and following their instructions. But the first thing you need to do is decide that you're going to start and you're not going to quit. Because a lot of people get involved in this business, and when it doesn't work out just like they want in the first 2 weeks that they do it because they're busy watching HGTV and thinking that's how life really is, they quit. But if you start this and you do the homework, if you get out there, if you look for the properties, if you build your buyers list, if you do all of those different things, you're going to succeed in the business. But you have to put in the work, and you have to be committed, and you have to be consistent. Do you need a lot of money, just like you and I talked about? There are different funding sources and loan sources that we can help you find that will be able to help you purchase that property for $10,000. Put $30,000 into it so you can actually live in it, because you can't live in a $10,000 house.
Okay. I seen a lot online, but okay. I'm going to take your word for it right now. But I'm going to dispute when I show you the ones I seen online, because I seen a lot of them online. And, you know, like little things you can just see, but I know that those are just pictures. I've noticed that they are very, what's the word? They target certain ways to take the pictures inside the house. I'm like, okay, how come you can't show me the whole building? You just took a part. So I'm figuring that, okay, there's something wrong with that wall, okay. But why can't you just take the picture of everything? Because if I want that house, I'm going to get it no matter what. But I have noticed this, too, that I look more so, I don't even really care what the house looks like, per se. I'm looking at that basement. If that basement floor looks wet, nah, I'm not doing that.
Well, if it looks wet and if you walk in the house and it smells like mold. But see, those pictures are never going to show you everything because they want you to purchase the house.
I know.
And the auctions are going to keep you from getting a house at $10,000.
Right.
Trust me, you don't want a $10,000 house.
I've been to one of those auctions, and before I think I could raise my hand, I think it started that you had to have 1,500. Or I think you had to show them that you had 1,000.
The deposit is 10%.
Before I could like raise my hand, I was like, and where are we? And I think it was already at. I was like, did I pass the 5,000 mark?
It was well. Most of them have a reserve, so they're gonna start at a certain mark,
right?
And they're only gonna go up. They're not gonna go down. And guess what? If it doesn't meet the reserve that they have that day, they won't sell the property.
Oh wow.
They will not sell the property.
I know I saw one the other day at Fells Point. It's one of them 1, 2, 3 levels up and in the basement, so I guess that's 4 levels altogether. I just said, if I could just find me one like that.
And it was $10,000?
Well, I think it was an auction one.
Yeah, it wasn't never selling for $10,000
at
Fells Point.
I know Fells Point, so yeah.
Not
but
ever.
I was like, oh, gee whiz. Like,
well, you know what? We got things coming up, seminars and all those types of things that we want you to make sure you come and become a part of so you can really learn how these things work. Because you can be a part of it. Anybody can do real estate investing. You just have to want to know, you got to learn, and you have to follow the process.
So what if somebody wants to do the program? You said 900?
$997.
Ooh, okay, so I'm one of the ones that ain't got no money, so now what? How are we going to do this?
Well, this is, okay, I also have a Facebook group that you can get into. I think it's $100 and $29 a month. And I teach in that group every single Saturday morning. Okay, and that's get started, get paid in real estate investing.
That's a workable project. Okay. Now, let's just say, because I know I'm stuck on this 10 grand, because I know what I'm working with. Okay, I don't care. You can hit him all you want to. There's got to be, I just want a house for $10,000. Can you help me?
Okay, we just recently wholesaled a house that I probably could have gotten him to sell for $10,000. Okay. But the walls were all lumpy and bumpy. There was a skylight, but it was leaking. There was a hole in one of the ceilings. The person had 5 dogs in the basement, and it smelled like death. Okay. And it was on a block with 5 or 6 or 7 or 8 other board ups on that side of the street. So you can absolutely live in that house. But do you want to? No.
I'm going to keep on coming back at you because I'm going to get your number. We're going to talk about this because I'm going to show you the ones I've seen. You're going to find me something for 15, 10.
But you know what? This is the thing, though. Coco, you don't want to find something. I can find you something for a decent price that you can live in, and we can find you the financing to make sure that it's something that you deserve.
Okay, financing. Let's finance it.
And we have credit.
Because I know, and I don't mean to cut you off. I know, like, I was always, this is my mind. If it's $50,000, I know that it would be right about $250 a month. If it's $100,000, it would be right at $500 a month. So I was trying to do the math on that. Kind of, sort of, give it a few, take a few.
Yeah, you're going to give it some more. Yeah, you're going to give it. You're going to give it a little bit more.
Just a tad bit.
You're going to give it a
Okay.
little bit more.
Yeah, I'm gonna put you to work, and then I'm gonna let y'all know how serious she is, cause she gonna find me a house.
No, I am, and it's going to be a really nice house that's not $10,000.
$10,000.
But you're going to have a great note, and you're going to love that house
Okay,
forever.
okay.
Love it long time.
Long time. Yeah,
Long
we
time.
like that. Okay, so what else can you tell us that people can like start doing? I know you were saying like the credit score. I know my credit score is right about 6 something. So, do I literally have to like, because I know that they say that they need to show that you can gradually pay off your debts. But what if somebody just gives me some money so I can pay the debt off? Now, can I keep it pushing?
Well, I tell you, sometimes that works. It depends on what you're paying off. Something that you have might be something you need to pay down but not pay off so that it will raise your credit score. We had somebody recently who paid off something and it dropped his credit score.
Wow.
Okay, because it was a revolving account and he needed that there to be able to show his ability to pay on something every month.
Now, what's a revolving account?
A credit card account.
Oh, okay, okay. Just making sure, because like I got Navy Federal, and I do have a very high bill there, and I know that when I was in one of the programs in Baltimore, they said you got to get that bill down
You do. It has to be below, I think it's 40%
of what you.
of the limit.
Oh, okay. So if it's say 10, I know I'm stuck on 10,000. Okay, so if the credit card bill is 10,000, you have to have it down to like 4,000 at least.
You want it to be below that.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
High utilization is what they call it, when it's
Okay.
all the way up to the maximum.
Okay, well, yeah, my bill is up to the max, but we're gonna get that down.
You're going to get it down.
Okay,
You're going to get it down.
Now, what I've seen people. Well, let me just say this: I have a girlfriend that bought a house in Baltimore, and like all of these houses were people in it, but the house that she bought was next to the house that was boarded. So what these people did was they just said, okay, we're just gonna sit back and let her fill up that house. They filled up that house, and they went through the house that was boarded up. They cut a hole, and they robbed her blind. So therefore, let's just say if there's, let's say, well, I know I'm not going to do that, so we ain't even got to go on that. But have you heard of things of that nature?
Well, we don't even have to go to Baltimore. That happened in in what you call it, not Mitchellville, but I forget what the neighborhood is. Woodmore.
Oh, okay.
There's an incident
yeah, I
in
know
Woodmore,
Woodmore,
right?
yeah.
Big beautiful townhouses with a person that lived here cut a hole in the wall to the next person's house and stole everything.
Wow.
They didn't have to come outside because they were stealing stuff
Right.
and taking it out the
Out
back door. So that
That's
got to happen in
crazy.
Baltimore, since that happened
Oh, okay.
everywhere.
Wow. Okay, so now in Baltimore, where's a safe but okay area? Is there like
Bel Air Edison is a great neighborhood to
Okay.
purchase in Baltimore. Real family neighborhood.
Hopper Drew Park,
Jewett Hill.
Drew Hill?
Jewett Hill is good.
Okay,
Jewett
I
Hill is
like
good.
Jewett
Make
Hill.
sure it's solid Jewett Hill though,
Okay, so
because it can border on some other stuff.
Oh,
like
gotcha.
Upton and Upton is coming up. See, Baltimore City has a plan. There's several plans for development. You got everybody coming into the city. Quiet as it's kept, your president's son-in-law is coming into the city. Okay, he owns lots of properties.
your
there.
president?
Your president.
That's not
he
mine.
ain't mine. So, so
definitely not mine.
he's coming into the city and they're purchasing.
Oh, okay.
So the city, in another 10 years, you're not even going to recognize.
That's what I was saying. Yeah.
You're not even going to recognize. It's
I
the
don't
last
need-
frontier. I tell people it's the last place you can go to purchase at that price point
Yes.
and hold and see your money just kind of grow for you.
Exactly. Okay. So now you was telling about credit cards and this and that. So I was asking you about the programs. So are these programs able to help people who do have disabilities or don't have disabilities? Are they programs that won't take advantage of you? Can that program go through you, or can you?
You mean the purchasing programs?
Right.
Yeah, as I'm an agent also, along with Christian,
Okay.
Exit Deluxe in Chevy Chase, Maryland.
Okay.
And so we have many different programs that can help home buyers.
Okay.
Absolutely.
And is that also in D.C. as well?
Yep. hmm
Okay, so tell us a little bit about the different programs, if you can.
I can't really get in specifics
Oh,
about
okay.
the different programs. Do you have any specific information about the programs, Chris?
No, well, basically, we have a lot of programs, and they're tailored based upon credit score, employment, all sorts of things. But just like a shoe store, they have one in there to fit your size.
Hey, that's
Yep.
what I'm talking about.
Yep. So you don't have to worry about that. They can tailor some programs to fit your needs, and it's also based on location. So different locations have different programs and grants also to meet your needs.
All right, so I want you all to plug in all the information, anything that you want our listeners to know.
Okay. Well, as I said, Chris and I with Exit Deluxe Realty in Chevy Chase, Maryland, and we love that real estate office. If you're interested in becoming an investor, especially, it's a great place for you to come and partner with us on our team to find out more about how you can do both of those things at the same time. Because there's a special way for you to do it, and we want you to do it right. So if you want to learn that right, you can come to Chris and I. I can be reached. My email address is Lola at Boundless Lola, BOUNDLESSLOLA.com. You can email me, ask me any questions on Facebook. I'm also Boundless Lola, and we do lots of presentations and seminars on a regular basis. I do, like I said, I have a group where I do is Get Started, Get Paid in Real Estate Investing on Facebook.
I like that.
And I do that every Saturday morning. We get on there and folks can ask me all the questions they have to ask, and I teach on a topic. The past couple of weeks I've been doing a wholesaling segment. So every single Saturday morning I teach you something about wholesaling, how to get in, how to find properties, how to find absentee owners, how to find deals, and how to really get to the closing table. Because a lot of people out here will tell you a bunch of stuff, but they're not really interested in you getting paid.
Exactly.
I can make money by myself all day long, but I get excited showing other people how to benefit and grow in this business.
All right. Well, I appreciate everybody coming out today. Let me just let people know that if you have a business, or you're thinking about starting a business, or you're just curious and you just kind of want to kind of throw it at, please let me know. Late Night Whispers on gmail.com, Late Night Whispers on Facebook, Late Night Whispers on Instagram. I appreciate everybody listening today. It's Late Night Whispers on this gorgeous radio, and I'm Coco. Have a blessed night. Mwah.
Thanks, Coco.
Thank you.
Thank you.